Hey everybody, so welcome. I just did the reading in Spanish, and I was talking about how important it is the outside environment, situations, and sometimes, for the most part, people around us for ourselves to help build that idea or mostly perception that we have of ourselves. I mean, think about the times, ancient times, when we didn't even have mirrors, and for us to have an idea of what we looked like was entirely dependent on someone else letting us know. Maybe the first artists or artistic depictions were a way for us to be able to know what we looked like. But again, we can rely on someone else showing that to us. Anyway, so what struck me the most about this very specific piece is that the figure looking at itself is nowhere near what the mirror is reflecting. What that tells me is that we have been working so much on ourselves that we're gaining a connection and an understanding of a lot of things about us that are not being perceived outside, either by the people that know us or surround us, or the situations that we're involved in. And that may happen a lot of times because we do not imprint, to say it somehow, ourselves outside. We just keep receiving the information of who we are based on what the outside is telling us, which makes really hard for us to be able to eventually actually understand who we are. So anyway, I think that's all I'm gonna ramble on about the image right now. Let's just go into the cards and see what else we can get about it. So welcome, this is me, and this is Hybrid Tarot. Alright everybody, let's see what we have here. One of the first things I was actually thinking of while going through the picture is that we may be getting ready to leave that idea of what we see in the mirror behind. See how the figure is actually looking into the past. What do you know? That this Pica card actually showed up in the Spanish reading as a very important significator. Oh, sorry, one thing I didn't clarify in the intro. We're using the Oriens Animal Tarot, which is this one, for one main reason. I am not going to use the, let's say, traditional tarot meanings of the cards. I'm not even going to pay attention to the card names, which are here at the bottom, because what I want to do is just use the images to read them intuitively, which is why I'm using this tarot, because it has very different scenes and images from those in the traditional Rider-Waite or Marseille tarot. Tarots. Anyway, so let's see which cards we get here. The idea of this is exactly to support. Okay, something is going on and hiding in the shadows and the nighttime, maybe in the dream time. Something may be going on in your dreams. The way I see that idea is that we kind of get downloads information, clarity, to say it somehow, during our dream time. That card's really wanting to show up. Okay, let's just go ahead and reveal it. Alright. 2 rodents backed up by the moon. Sorry, I spaced out there. So, something is going on during nighttime, and we may be having really enlightening dreams, perhaps. One more card that we're going to keep up here to the end. We may be getting look at all these stars around here. Actually, during this Spanish reading, I didn't even mention the... one second, okay. I didn't even mention the window, come to think of it. I guess it was going in a very different direction, but what we have here is a night sky, evidently. So this is, I mean, the color of the paper, the color of the pen that I used. We are talking very much about a night scene. So this is something that is going on during our sleep time. And you know how actually some rabbits and some rodents tend to have more activity during the night, because not all of them and not always, I know, but a lot of time because it's an easier time for them to avoid predators. Daytime ones, anyway. So you may be, I have been having a very clear call in most of my readings to look up at the sky, and especially during the night, to look at the stars, maybe follow up astrological transits, follow up astronomical events, I don't know. It of course will be different for everyone, but that is what I'm getting right now. Some things are moving very discreetly, crawling, and by crawling I don't mean anything creepy. They're just moving around secretly during the nighttime. Something is reorganizing, let's say. So we have wow, I love this card. I actually thought of snakes when I was talking about the... And I just realized that these are actually 2 snakes. I thought it was just one, but it's a red and a green one. And again, the moon in the back. Backed up by the moon. There's a huge thing. Maybe there's something connected with manifestation here, and I say manifestation not because of this card, but because of the moon presence, the strong presence of the moon. The moon is the planet that helps us download energies from the rest of the cosmos. The moon is kind of like the energetic doorway of Earth. It brings down, everything from the universe to be delivered to the Earth. It's a very strong energy to be used when you use ritual magic and manifestation techniques. See how everything is, it's kind of like a gathering. They're getting together under the stars, under the moon, to work in something, on something that is building up. I'm getting an idea of rain with this card, kind of like that rain that falls, you know, sideways like that, really, really strong. Maybe like a hailstorm even, because it hurts. Clearly it hurts. And there is something vulnerable going on in here that is trying to stretch out, but still afraid. Still afraid of coming out and showing up. There may be something still entangled here, a bit of an indecision on what type of action or idea to go with, to implement, to actually work out. We're doubting, and I guess the reason we're doubting is because we feel pushed to open these doors. I call this area the center, which is, to me, that area that goes from your heart to your solar plexus chakras, the green and yellow chakras, which also are very connected with expression, creativity, and manifestation. It is from that area that the energy, let's say, charges up and helps us pull things out into the world. We're feeling pushed to open these doors, but we're not feeling ready. Maybe we have a fear of predators here, because if you see, all of these animals that we can see here are quite vulnerable. I mean, this one is a predator for sure. But it still lives within a very hard shell, which means it doesn't feel exactly very safe to expose its very real self, because it doesn't match what the world has been telling us time and time again that we are, or that we should be. But I'm here to tell you, do not be afraid. The world will align, but we need to step into this position of... Sorry about that notification. We need to step into this position and into this authenticity of who we are with confidence. See? Flashy colors. The birds were very significant and all over the place in the Spanish reading. So maybe the group that I'm connecting here with needs a little more support, needs a little more reassurance that they are safe to step out. They are safe to start showing their colors and their feathers, you know, gallantly and gladly. I want to pull out another last card as a last advice. See the sun showing up on the bottom of the deck. That's the advice, that we are ready to shine. See how actually this is the only card that has more light and vibrant colors. This is a more fiery energy, kind of like a torch or a candle, kind of like a candle actually. So you don't even need to be flashy and loud in the way that you get out of this space of reflection, of self-reflection, literally. You just need to be you, to do you. See how he's crowned with this, I don't know, moons or whatever going around in his head. The moon again. And this bird is also crowned. So you have earned a crown. You have earned a sense of regality and royalty about yourself, and you need to step into that energy. You need to, actually you're kind of already in it. Okay, 2 cards. You're kind of already in it. What you need to do is believe it. You don't need the outside, the exterior, well, the outside, your surroundings, to reflect it back to you, because you already know. So we have another bird just wandering, backed up by the moon. Okay, this card in this deck is about, this is the lionfish or the scorpionfish? I just forgot the actual real name. Let me see if I have that book handy here. And I do not, for some reason. How is it not here? All right, it's not. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's check it real fast. So this card in this deck is the Tower card, which I know I said I'm not going to read it as the actual meaning, but it's making some sense, because that's what we're afraid to do, to leave this tower we're living in. We're afraid of stepping out into the world because we fear sort of a tower moment, right? But anyway, what I actually want to focus on is this fish. Lionfish. There you go. The lionfish. What this, well, actually, let me just go ahead and read it for you. Sorry, I'm going back and forward, but you know me, and if you don't, you're getting to. Okay. The lionfish prowls the depths, brilliant and beautiful among the reefs. Its poisonous spines and bright colors warn others to stay away, but even those that flee don't always escape this hunter's attention. The lionfish is an invasive species with no natural predators. They can spell disaster for an ecosystem, wearing away at its foundation until only ruins remain. Appropriately, they symbolize hidden peril. Likewise, the tower denotes the terrible power of chaos lying in wait. It reminds us we are never safe from the sudden and unavoidable difficulties life can throw our way. Okay. That's why this card represents the tower. So what I'm getting from this is that we're actually fearing something like this, and we might even be, I'm guessing this group has been growing with a, well, I don't know why I said growing. I was going to say living, but there you go. Maybe you were raised with a narrative and a mindset that being yourself and being flashy and visually, or maybe sound-wise loud, is wrong, that you should just stick to the norm and look like everyone else, when you're actually quite different. You know, your whole facial features, the way you look is completely different from what is expected from you. Kind of like this. Maybe you're a flashy fish, a flashy bird amongst rodents. Not that there's anything wrong with rodents, but the reason each one of us are to stand out is by being who we actually are, and our differences that makes us unique is what makes us stand out, and we should honor that. You know, we should honor who we really are. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you very much for your time, and see you soon.